Yes, ma'am, you can go ahead.
I'll start. Okay. Sorry. Good evening, everyone. How's everyone doing? I hope you're all doing good. Today, first of all, I'd like to tell about myself. I'm Bharvi Khatri. I live in UAE, Abu Dhabi, and I'm a psychologist and a naturopath and a life coach. So today we are here to learn about CBT. Everybody knows what is the full form of CBT, Cognitive Behavioural Therapy. I don't need to explain that. So before I move forward, I would like to ask you one question. What comes first, thought or feelings? You can unmute yourself.
Thoughts.
Thought comes, right? Just imagine like there is a lion in front of you, and you don't have the knowledge about that this is a lion, like, the lion can eat me. Will the fear come in you? No, right? So the feelings come later. The thought comes first. The knowledge comes first. Okay, we understand. Another example I will give you that there is a small child. The child doesn't understand the difference between a snake and a rope. He can easily grab the snake also thinking it's a rope and start playing with it, right? So thoughts are very powerful, and without thoughts, our perceptions, because that in the child the perception has not developed yet to understand the snake is dangerous, the lion is dangerous, or the fire is dangerous. You are not supposed to touch it, right? So our thoughts are that important for us. Whenever we are in our life, whatever we are doing, it is coming from the thought first, then comes our feelings, how we feel about it. Are we scared, or we are happy or anxious, or any kind of feelings are coming at that time, or our emotions. Based on that, our behavior comes. That right now, just know that I gave the example of a lion. So the thought came first in our mind, okay, this is a lion, okay, and I'm really scared at the moment. What is that? That is your feeling, that is your emotions at the time. Okay, the lion is dangerous. So the thought came first, then came your feeling about it, and then what comes your behavior, right? That okay, the lion is going to eat me, so what am I supposed to do? I should run away from here, save myself. This is your behavior. So CBT in these terms, it's very simplified, that these three things are interconnected: your thought, your feeling, and your behavior. So why CBT? Why is it helpful for us? So we work on the thought process, right? Really sorry. How we can change? So first of all, we will talk about what exactly is CBT. We have spoken about this thing that CBT is cognitive behavioral therapy. So what exactly is cognition? Cognition is the thing, it's a mental process through which we gain our knowledge, and we understand things with the help of our thoughts, and our experiences with the help of our senses. So this cognition is developed from the childhood only. In fact, if I can say that the child is not able to speak, but the process has already started. He understands that the baby understands, baby understands, if I cry, my needs will be met. So the perception has already started developing at that time, when the time they are born. So the cognition starts like that. So it is a very in cognitive psychology also, I will give you a little bit of briefing about that it is a scientific study. In cognitive psychology, we study all these mental processes, right? Such as we will study our attention, language use, our memory, how we solve the problems, what is the creativity, and what are our perceptions. So that is a different thing. But cognitive behavioral therapy and behavior, I don't need to tell you what is a behavior in us, what we do. So whatever action we are taking, that is our behavior based on our thoughts and our feelings. So the simple idea is this, that everybody has their very unique pattern of thinkings. Everybody's perception is very different. how they feel based on their thinking, what are they whatever is going on in their mind. Based on that, their feelings might be different, their perception might be different, and based on that their behavior is different, everybody's. So it is a very important factor. Our experience, our experiences, both either good or bad based on this thing. Since these patterns, there is a pattern in our way of thinking, how we think. There, you might have observed that, in certain situations there is a pattern how we think. It is happening repetitively. If the same situation is happening, or a different situation is happening, but our perception is like that, our understanding is like that, so we will be thinking in those patterns, in those lines only, and based on that our experiences changes. So so in CBT we alter these patterns if they are not helpful in your daily day-to-day life. So as I've already told you that these things are interconnected, but in the center there is a core belief, what you believe about yourself, about the people around you, and the world, and in general. Based on that, you will be having your thoughts, your feelings, and your behavior. So we need to work on the core beliefs as well. So all I can say, a very brief outline I will give you about the CBT. It is a very short-term based therapy. Whenever we are taking these sessions, it ranges from 6 to 20 sessions. It is not a very long-term therapy. Because why it happens? Because we are focusing at the current moment. Mostly we are focusing on that what is the problem at the moment, what is your goal. Okay, just simply, just for example, if somebody wants to say that at the moment, currently I want to build my confidence, so we will create that goal, work on it, plan accordingly, and in within certain number of sessions we will work on that. Unless you have some mental disorders, it can range to more than 20 sessions as well, but in general this is the range, because it's a short term therapy. So basically it is the idea that you have to identify your emotions and your thoughts and work on it, alternate it. And see, we have sometimes we have a very faulty thinking patterns. Why faulty? Why we are calling them faulty? Because they are not helping us in any way. So we have to rectify and bring the very rational thought patterns so that it could be helpful for us. So CBT, we try to restructure those things, and so that it becomes helpful for us. It is very practical, and it is very action oriented. It is not like that in CBT I am speaking, I am just talking, and or either I am listening to the client what the problem is. It is a two-way process. If I am giving it is a collaborative, I can say it is a very collaborative process, that equal amount of effort from both the parties is very important. If I am saying something, the other person, the client, has to implement it. It's not that they came to the session, we spoke about for 45 minutes or 1 hour, and they just left. It doesn't work like that. Then once they are coming, there are different tools and methodologies we will be doing, which I cannot discuss at the moment, otherwise it will become very lengthy. But otherwise, when they are coming in the session, we will be giving them homeworks and all, which they have to practice at home, they have to write and all. So if they don't do, the next session will be impacted. So it is a very collaborative approach. And these CBT can be very helpful in depression, anxiety, even bipolar disorder, I can say it is very helpful, and other kind of mental health conditions. And it is very scientific, evidence-based therapy. So, there are very, I can say, core principles of CBT. I will tell you very briefly about that. So it is a very problem based, like on faulty thoughts or unhelpful ways of thinking. People are thinking in a ways which is not, rational, and it is not helping them in their life. So CBT works basically on those patterns. And these patterns are learned, unhelpful behavioral, patterns. They are learned since childhood. So CBT works on those, changing on those patterns, breaking it into pieces and resolving it. And people suffering from, psychological problems, they can learn, better ways with the help of the CBT, how to cope with all those, symptoms they are having at the moment, so that they get some relief, and they can lead a very effective life. So these are the very basic principles of CBT. Uh, so, there are, I will say, as I'm again and again saying, that this is based on your the way of thinking, your thinking patterns. In thinking patterns, there are some cognitive distortions. It is called as distortions, because they are creating problems for you. Then you have to re-evaluate them in the light of reality, whether it is true or not, whether it is helping me or not, and then how we can restructure them, and then so that they become rational and they become helpful to you. So we understand, uh, our behavior better, and it that motivates us to, lead a better life. So it becomes, it creates a sense of confidence also in you, when you are in control of your emotions and thoughts, and then your behavior. So you think that, whatever is happening around me is under my control, because the other people around me are not under my control. What can I do about that? I cannot go and change their thoughts. I cannot go and change their behavior. That is out of my control. What I can do is that I can change my own thought patterns in the given any given situation, and that only will be helpful to me. So right now we will talk about core beliefs. As I was talking about, that these things are interconnected, but in the center there is core belief. On the basis of the core belief, all these thoughts and your behavior and feelings are generated on the basis of those core beliefs. So what exactly is our core beliefs? Core beliefs are a person's most central ideas about themselves, others, people, whatever, peoples are around you, your family members or friends or acquaintances or boss or whatever, the people around you, and the world in general, even if you don't know those people. So these are your core beliefs, these are your central ideas. So these beliefs, they act like a lens, right? With the help of those lens, we are looking at every situation around you, and you are experiencing your life with those lens. If you change those lenses, of course your perception will also change, your core belief also will change. So your life is based on your core beliefs. So every people, I told you earlier also, that everybody's perception, everybody's core belief is different. It is very unique to their own identities, how they were brought up, in what kind of environment, and their social upbringing and everything. So it is based on that. See, because we people have different core beliefs, so they have different feelings, they think differently, and they behave very differently. So sometimes what happens, even if your core belief is inaccurate, even then also it will shape the, your thinking pattern. It will shape your thoughts, either negative or positive. It will shape that, even if it is inaccurate, you will be seeing from that lens only. So those core beliefs are, that important. But harmful core beliefs, if you have very harmful core beliefs about yourself or the people around you, they can lead you to very negative thoughts and feelings and behaviors. And when you have very rational core beliefs, what will happen? You will have very balanced reactions towards the people, or whatever situation, or the what event is happening at that time. So, for example, I'll give you one example over here. There are two people, okay? Their core beliefs are different, but the situation is the same. So, one person is that his core belief is that I am a failure. So, what is his thought? Thought is, of course, I failed. Why bother? Why should I even put the efforts? because I'm a failure. Even if I put the efforts, I'm not going to succeed, right? So what is his feeling? His feeling is depressed. Of course, if he's feeling depressed, there will not be any enthusiasm to do things. And then the behavior would be, he will try not, there will be no changes in his life. He will not even put the efforts to bring the changes. And then there is another person. Okay, his core belief is I am perfectly capable when I give my best effort to whatever I am doing. Okay, so what is his thought here? I did poorly because I didn't prepare. And what is his feeling? He is disappointed in himself. See, I was supposed to put the effort and prepare well, but I didn't. That is why I failed. So he was disappointed with himself. But what is his behavior? The behavior will be positive here, because he will, next time whenever the same situation is happening, before the situation is happening actually, he will try to plan for the test in advance. He will study more, put more efforts. Okay, so he will be well prepared next time. So he will be putting more efforts, and the result will, you can guess it well. If he is putting more efforts, the result will always be positive. So this is how I hope you're able to understand this thing, that whenever it is starting from thoughts, and your behavior, and you're changing the course of your life based on your thoughts. There could be many examples of different core beliefs. I hope you understood that thing. I don't need to go, because I will not be able to cover up then. But what could be the consequences of having very negative or harmful core beliefs? See, you might have difficulty in trusting other people. You might start doubting them, or you might feel that in your relationship you are not adequate enough. You might have excessive jealousy, or sometimes you might feel other people's need above your own needs. What all you need, other people's needs are more important than mine, because your core belief is so strong about yourself, and it is negative. And sometimes it might lead to mental health problems as well, like depression, anxiety. You might get into substance abuse, or you might have a low self-esteem, or you will not have the capability to handle if a difficult situation is arising. You might be not be able to handle those things. So, people, do you think the people are born with the core beliefs? When they are born, they think, okay, I'm not good enough, or, they think I'm not unworthy. No, when they are born, they don't think like that. Someone has raised hands, Pooja Rani Ghosh. Yes?
Ma'am, I think these core beliefs are created by the environment and the interpersonal relationships, the uh, closest relationships the person has by these
Yes.
things.
Yes, correct. See, they are not born with these things. So the environment you are born and brought up in, the kind of people you have around you, the kind of books you read, the kind of even I can go as far as that the social media these days is increasing. It has a huge impact on how your core beliefs are getting developed. The kind of movies you are watching, the kind of music you are listening to, they are really impacting you in the direct, or indirect manner. So it is really important. That's why we always say, you should take care of the things around you, what you are listening to, whom you are, what is your company, and what is your, family environment. That really helps in creating the core beliefs, either positive or the negative, both the ways. Or sometimes what happens in the childhood, you might have some negative or some traumatic incident there. So they will be shaping your core beliefs. Different kind of traumatic incidences might have happened with someone. So that is how their core beliefs are creating over here.
Ma'am, my question is, how could we understand one's core belief? Maybe they're speaking about the positivity. Might be,
Mm-hmm.
uh, might be there are some positivity, but they are speaking about positivity. But maybe they have the negative thoughts in themselves, but they are not revealing them. So, how
Mm-hmm.
could we understand their
Yes.
negative core beliefs?
Okay. Okay, this was not part of the today's session, but as you have asked, that I will tell you briefly about it. See, to know the core belief, can I demonstrate it live right now? Anybody wants to volunteer? Because it was not, I was not going to, discuss it right now, but as she has asked, I'm willing to do it as well. Anybody wants to come here and talk to me? So I will tell you what is your core belief. So it will be live and it
Yes,
will
ma'am.
become,
I can.
interactive. You can? Okay, go ahead.
Yes, ma'am.
So what exactly is, first we will start, okay, I will give you a briefing how we work on it, then I will tell you practically. See, when that is a downward arrow or laddering, we can say, okay, we keep on asking questions, go back, go back, go back, go back, okay, till we reach, okay, that is the original core belief. Because you might say, give me like, I'm not confident, or I'm not good with people, or whatever, XYZ. But what is your, where is it coming from? So that is called as laddering. So now I will demonstrate it to you directly. Adrita Pal had raised.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So now tell me, we will start with the what is your negative thought. I have not even discussed yet what are your automatic negative thought, but still tell me what negative thought about yourself.
Sorry, ma'am, I didn't get you. Your voice was not so clear.
Can you please, other people, please mute yourselves? Yeah, am I clear now?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm asking what is your negative thought about yourself?
Negative thought about myself.
Yeah, which you want to work on or whatever, or some, but about yourself, not other people. I'm not talking about other people.
I think I need to be more calm and less reactive means I am very reactive in small things.
Okay.
So,
Why is that bad?
sorry, ma'am.
Why is that bad? What will
Because it
happen?
is doing. Yeah,
Hmm.
because all these things are ruining my interpersonal relationship.
And why is that bad?
Because interpersonal relationships are important to me.
And why are they important to you?
Because these relationships help me in my need. Means these people help me in my need.
Need.
I need
And what
them
you need them? Why you need them?
because being a human, I can't live alone. I need people around me. Uh,
What? Okay. What will happen if you are alone
I will not be able to take important decisions.
without the help of the other people? You will not be able
Yeah,
to take the decisions. And what will happen if you are not able to take the decisions?
I will not be able to move forward in my life smoothly.
Okay, agreed. If you are not able to move forward in your life, what will happen then? Why is that
I
bad?
will stuck. I'll be stuck somewhere.
You will be
People will,
stuck.
yeah,
And why is that bad?
because life is all about moving. Yeah.
Move.
If I if I don't go forward, right, people will be. Uh,
See, you are talking about people. I'm asking about you. How is it going to impact you? See, if you are alone, if you are not moving forward, forget about what people are saying. What will be
okay.
the feeling about yourself? How would you feel about yourself?
I will feel myself as I am not doing what I need to do in my life. I will
Okay, what
think
you need
myself
to
as a failure.
see. What is our core belief then? Where have you
My
reached?
core, my failure.
Failure, right? So you keep on asking, going back, going back, going back, going back. It is good to take a lot of time, because sometimes you people are not able to reach there. What exactly is it coming for from? So maybe your core belief could be, I would be a failure. Maybe not that I am a failure at the moment. Got it? Okay, so so all these things are coming from that. So if you any problem arises in your life, if you're understanding, okay, it is coming from that, and I need to change that. The fear is there that if I don't do this, so why I need the people around me? Why I need to? Why is it important to me? Really sorry. So you have to start working from that source. Once you're working there, then your perception for people around you and yourself will change, and then your behavior will change, and then that way your life will improve. Samin Khalil. I will ask the questions actually in the end, because I will not be able to tell you anything then. If that's okay, I'll take the question if you have raised the hand, Samin Khalil.
Uh, Ma'am, I have a question regarding what you just did. So
Mhm.
I was observing throughout
Mhm.
this, mini role play or very brief role play, that you were asking the client some why questions. Uh, so my question is that, can we do that? Is it okay to ask why question instead of how, what questions, or like more open-ended questions?
Yeah, definitely. You see, there is a different method. I'm not discussing that method right now. There is a different way. Downward arrow is different, totally different. Okay, I was just telling you in the live session that how it is done. I'm not coming to that point at the moment. First, you have to understand what exactly, how it starts. Once you are understanding it, then I will be telling you how to reach to the core, that is downward arrow or laddering or Socratic questions or whatever, because there are different methodologies to reach there, not just one. Okay, then we will be coming how to resolve that. Is that clear? I hope.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah, right. I'm really sorry, but otherwise, then I will not be able to explain anything. I will please raise your hands only if it is, very important. Otherwise, in the last 15 minutes, I will definitely give you the option to, ask questions. So where were we? I'm really sorry.
So ma'am,
We
core
were
beliefs.
discussing about the core beliefs, right? So we also call them schemas. How many of you are okay? Somebody is asking what is the difference between the core belief and negative thoughts. See, core beliefs are automatically. I didn't speak about automatic negative thoughts, or I will come to that point. Okay, you will understand the difference between the two. But I will briefly tell you. See, the core belief is the source, the base from where it is all coming, and automatic negative thought could be instant. It is happening automatically. You're not even putting the efforts over there. Okay, and could be temporary as well. But core beliefs are very rigid. So schemas, yeah, as I was saying, psychologists, those who are psychologists over here, they know the word schemas, right? We use it very regularly. So core beliefs sometimes are be interrelated. Sometimes they called schemas or core beliefs, and it is like how we shape our how we process the information we are getting, or how we interpret it. That is our core belief or our schemas, as you can say. So these are like different three kinds levels of cognitions in us. There are core beliefs I just told you about, and those are dysfunctional assumptions. The function, dysfunctional assumptions are like you're assuming things which are not even happening and they're not helping you. And then negative automatic thought, which I was telling you about, that we will be discussing in a while. So we can think of automatic negative thought as it is a situational expression of our dysfunctional assumptions or our negative core beliefs. So what happens is that it is coming from the core beliefs. These are interconnected, but it could be that some situation happened, at the moment, and then you are reacting towards it. That is very instant and happening at the moment, without putting any efforts over there. So what happens in the sessions, as a psychotherapist, as a psychologist, we identify those destructive thought patterns. First we have to know what exactly are those thought patterns which are not helping you in any manner. So this includes as I was saying, these are called as ants, also automatic negative thoughts. The acronym is that ants. So I will not say again and again automatic negative thoughts. I will use the word ants. So we help the person, to with the collaboration, we develop strategies for whatever negative automatic negative thoughts are there. We will try to challenge those thoughts, whether those are real or not, and then try to change them into more constructive thought patterns, which will be helpful for them. Uh, For example, see, the what happens is that in the session, it is more important for us to make the client aware about all these things, because that is the base. Once you become aware, only then you can work on it, right? So then you learn how you control. As I was telling, there is a repetitive patterns in our core beliefs or automatic negative thoughts as well. There is a repetitive patterns. It becomes very deep inside you. So we recognize those patterns, and then we challenge them. And otherwise what will happen, it will be very harmful for your mental health. And you will not be able to lead a better life, and it will not be very fruitful. So with the help of the CBT, we incorporate all these, whatever we are discussing at the moment, we make them incorporate in their life, in the everyday life. CBT is not like that if you have a mental disorder only, then it will be helpful. Of course, it will be helpful then also. Even in daily life, even if you don't have any mental issues, if you recognize all these cognitive distortions, or you recognize your core beliefs, it will be really helpful for you to be happy and lead a very happy life. So from that point of view, you should understand what are those cognitive distortions, which I am coming to in a while. So with the help of the CBT, we will be achieving these things, and we will be outlining all those self-monitoring worksheets are there, self-help monitoring worksheets, which we will be discussing if we have time. I will just discuss one worksheet over here. So here now I would like to discuss more about automatic negative thoughts. See, these thoughts are your first thoughts when you have a strong feeling or reaction to something. What happens now? Somebody asked me the question. I was telling you about the core beliefs at the time. Now I'm telling you about automatic negative thoughts. So this is that is your first reaction, first thought which comes to your mind immediately in any given situation, and how you react to that. That is the kind of a reflex. Then you don't have a free thinking over there. It is a kind of working immediately. So they can become very overwhelming for you, too much for you, very stressful. But with the help of the CBT, we can easily come out of it, and we can challenge them, we can control them, that it shouldn't come. For example, I will give you another example over here. We will be interacting right now for just for 5 minutes. Just example, I will ask you one question. Which example should I take? Okay, you called your friend, okay, and she didn't take the call. What would be your immediate thought? Just immediately, just somebody share with me. What thought will come in your mind? Don't use too much of time.
She must be busy somewhere.
She must be busy, yes. And
She's ignoring me.
She's angry with me.
Maybe I can
See,
think that she's ignoring me.
yeah, see, 3-4 people spoke out of 90 people, right? And different views came. Somebody said, of course she might be busy. If you have some distortions in you, you might think. Just give me a second, please. Sorry. Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah. So there are 4 5 people out of 89 90 people said she might be busy, or she might be ignoring me, or she might be angry with me, or different. Based on your own perception, you got this thought. I give you a very simple example. You can apply it in your everyday life. Whatever event is happening, or whatever is happening around you, you have to try and think which distortion is working over here. Sorry, my kid is coming again, and I'm really sorry about that thing. So you understood, this is an immediate thought you came, but if you give it a time and you understand the situation, it will change over a period of time. Like somebody said, okay, maybe she was, busy at that time. That's why she didn't take my call. Or maybe there could be another, reason behind that. So what is this? This is a rational way of thinking. Understood the automatic negative thought? I hope somebody asked me this question and it, made some clarity to you between the core belief and the negative thought.
Ma'am,
Automatic negative
can
thought.
I just attempt this once? So I mean, what you're trying to say is what I've understood is that you're saying that there is a core belief, right, which is
Yes.
deep in.
Mhm. Mhm.
Suppose I have an automatic I have this core belief
Negative
that
thought.
I'm incompetent. Suppose
Yes.
above
Mhm.
that I have what I call as an intermediary thought, underlying thought, that but if I persevere I can perhaps do well, so that becomes my
Mhm.
intermediary thought, right?
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
above that,
Mhm.
so sorry, so the first one was the automatic thought that I'm incompetent, right? Second is the intermediate thought, but if I try I can perhaps make it. And
Mhm.
my core belief is
Mhm.
that if I that I have positive and negative strengths.
Mhm.
I have strengths and
Mhm.
weaknesses just like anybody
Mhm.
else. Yeah. So that
Mhm.
becomes my core belief that I have strengths and weaknesses.
That is your core belief. I am, what did you say? I am in
Incompetent. Uh,
incompetent. Okay, that is your core belief. You're going it
but that
other way
could
around.
be okay because that could be an
Yeah.
automatic thought that I kind of, because when I
If
think
it is
deeper,
momentarily,
yeah,
if it is
so something
momentarily, if
happens
you,
and I think, "Arey, mere se nahi hoga," like if I'm in this class and you ask something difficult, I think I'm very incompetent. So that's an automatic, instantaneous thought. Now,
okay, I will make.
right? Now, in between, I then after a while I think, but if I try, maybe I'll able to. That's an intermediary underlying belief, as I call it, or an underlying. We actually call it the intermediate underlying assumption. That's the word you used. Yeah, and then the core belief is I have strengths and weaknesses, just like anybody else. So that's now this is a positive scenario.
Yeah,
The
it
core
could be.
belief
It
need
could.
not be a negative core belief. It could
No,
be,
no.
it
Positive
could be
also.
positive. So if my core
Definitely.
belief is
Mm,
good,
mm,
I can operate on it. But if it is
mm,
negative, like if you turn it
mm,
around, if incompetency
mm,
becomes my core
mm,
belief, then I'll have
mm.
a dysfunctional.
Yes, that's what I was telling about. The core beliefs can be positive and negative as well. And I had given you the examples of two people also,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
One thinks that I am capable enough if I put the right kind of effort.
yeah.
The other one is core belief is that I'm a failure. I give you the example. So, right, these could be both ways. But to understand whether it is your core belief that I am just like a human being. I have the positive and negative, whatever. If that is your core belief, you have accepted your life will then you don't need the help of the other person. You don't need to go to a psychologist, or your life will be
Yes.
better, right? If you are having a problem, you are not able to manage your life, or there are some mental issues, only then we will try to
But
know.
uh, even in this scenario, if I operate with my automatic thought, I'll have a
Mhm.
problem, no? If I say keep believing that
See,
I'm incompetent, but when I go to you and you help me
Mhm.
realize, see, you
Mhm.
have strengths and
Mhm.
weaknesses, then I'm
Yes.
able to,
It,
so
see, automatic, let me just speak, then I will be able
yeah.
to,
So
I will be explaining these things when I'm coming up. The exact same thing. See, why is it a problem and why it's not a problem? Okay, everybody has core beliefs, everybody has automatic negative thoughts. Okay, so the average time, a person, as you were talking about it, average time, 70 or 80,000 thoughts are coming in a day. So not all of them are positive about yourself. No. So thoughts, it's not necessary. Whatever you are thinking is real. It is the fact. It is true. Not necessary. No, no. We think about a lot of things. So there is a way to come to a conclusion that whether it is true or not, that we will discuss right now. I'm coming to that part only, and why, when you need to go to a psychologist, why you need to apply CBT in your life, even if the mental issues are not much in your daily life also, when you can apply all these. See, I really like one quote from Buddha. He said, nothing can harm you as much as your own thoughts. Okay, and it is true, you know, in many aspects, there are different methodologies or modalities these days who are using the affirmations, the law of attraction, or even Buddhism or anything. Where are they working from? They are working from the thought basis only. So Buddha said it very rightly. So now we will, let us just, as I was telling, let's discuss about ants more. You know, it's as you said, it is very, very normal to have the negative thoughts also. It's very normal. These days, people are, you know, after this thing, think positive, think positive, think positive. No, don't think, don't eat. Some people, you know, get anxious about it. If there is a negative thought in me, I'm doing something wrong. I shouldn't even think about it. It shouldn't be like that. Accept it. Everybody, it is normal to have negative thoughts. Okay. But when, you know, when it is a problem, as I was telling you, we will come to it. I'll give you one example. In the primitive time, you know, our ancestors, they used to always, they were on the lookout for a threat around them. What is the threat? So that they can prepare, you know, they can, they were in the habit of fixing problems if they might occur, or they might learn from their mistakes. So those negative, you know, automatic negative thoughts were helpful for them at that time. Okay. So, what can I say here is that our imagination is very, very powerful. In the certain situations, you can, you know, guess the potential threat. For example, if I have a very small child, okay, and there is a fire, and I will imagine what will happen. You know, the child will go near the fire, he or she might burn himself or herself. So that is your imagining. No, that is not happening. But what will happen? You will take the correct action. Okay, no, I should just bring the child over here because they don't understand. Simple scenario, right? So this is a good way in this manner. For another example, I will give you. Just suppose right now I'm in a meeting, okay, and I'm supposed to pick up my daughter from her tuitions. But right now I'm giving the this training, and if I'm constantly thinking about it, you know, I have to pick up my daughter, I have to pick up my daughter, and I'm not able to give you the talk properly, and I'm not you know, able to pick her up as well. Is it this thought helpful for me? In this sense, it is not helpful. So what? Yeah, but this is important that I have to pick her up at a certain time. So I will take the right action when the right time comes. But when the event has not happened and I'm thinking about it in advance, and that is not letting me do what I'm currently doing properly, then comes a problem that might get into, you know, see, if you're thinking about it, it will enable you so that you can solve the problem when the situation is arising, such things. But if it is not helping in the current situation, then there's no point. Then we will see how we can work on it. So this just give me a second. But what happens most of the time, we are thinking about things which is not required to think about right now. So this ways, okay, we didn't discuss about cognitive distortions also. How our brain, you know, how our mind works, what kind of distortions which we have. There are 15 kinds of cognitive. In fact, there are more than 200 or maybe more than that. Cognitive distortions are there, but only few of them I will discuss over here at the moment because we don't have that much of time. So see. It happens what that even if you have this thought, whether it is really true or not, that you have to think about. Whatever you are thinking, is it actually happening or will it happen? Sometimes it will be helpful. I gave you the situation. Sometimes it will not be helpful. So what happens is that whatever thoughts are happening, they are mostly repetitive, again and again, again and again. We keep on thinking in the same pattern for over a long period of time, and then they become our core beliefs. Okay. So if you are thinking negatively constantly, so what is happening? There is a neural pathway is creating in your brain. So the more you do it, the more negative you are thinking about it, the stronger the connection will be in your brain and your thoughts. Okay, so the habits, this is the way, your habits are formed if you're doing it correct, again and again, again and again. So why am I saying, just now I said that, they are not harmful for you when, I gave you the example in many situations also, but now what happens that they are harmful to us. Although they are normal, but in certain situation they might become harmful to you, to your mental health. If it is, very prolonged thought, negative thought, or it's very chronic stress, or chronic or negative thought, what will happen? It will change your brain. I'm talking about in the physical sense also. I'm not talking about my mind. Definitely, it is changing, but your brain will, also change its basic foundation. So your chemistry will change. The brain chemistry will change. It will be creating a chain of negative thoughts. It's one, catastrophic distortion is that you start thinking about the negative in the extreme. Just imagine that I did a bad presentation in my office and my boss scolded me. What you have done? It's not good, you did a very bad job. So your catastrophic distortion, if you have, you keep on thinking, okay, now my boss is angry with me. Now he will fire me. What will happen to me if I don't have a job? I will, not able to eat the food and take care of my family. Then I will die. This is catastrophic thing, distortion. You think about the worst over here. So it's a chain. Then your brain work is also changing. So see, some automatic, I will give you examples of some ants over here. See, I never do anything right. I'm such a loser, or I'm incompetent, or people don't like me, I'm unworthy, I'm never able to make people happy around me, my friends are not happy with me, or ample examples are there. These are very common ones. So these are very distorted way of thinking. But the back divided these distortion, these sorry, just a minute. So see, these are cognitive, the core beliefs we were talking about. Okay, so they here he divided it into, the back divided it into 3 categories. So excuse me about my son. He's just, okay, I'll give you another example. See, somebody said that it was a role play. It was not a role play. Somebody was telling, no, it was not a role play. I just did with the some lady over here. It was a downward arrow. Okay, so example is that I'm a failure. Okay, as a husband or a wife or a partner. So I had then is everyone is going to hurt me around me. This is also another thing. So how do we identify all these automatic thoughts? That was your question, Ropali Singh, right? That what is the different, like a core belief and the automatic thoughts? How you differentiate which one is my core belief and which one is my automatic thought? So first of all, how we will identify that? To illustrate that, I'll give you an example over here. Which example should I give now? Okay, I was at home. Okay, or any lady was at home, and at that time, her husband came home, and she was reading a book or on her mobile or whatever she was doing. Husband came and he was very furious because he had a very bad day in the office, and he wanted that wife should have noticed the moment he entered, and she should have asked the husband, how was your day? But she didn't ask. So the husband gets very furious and he starts shouting at you, you're such a bad wife, you didn't even ask me, my day was so horrible, you're not doing a good job as a wife. But he said that in the moment of anger. And but what was her core belief over there? And what was her, okay, now Rupali, can you help me over here? I've given you a situation. Just imagine what would be her core belief and what would be her automatic thought over here.
In my
The
case,
practical you will understand.
no, what you're saying is fine. I didn't ask you a question. I was giving you an example of mine.
Okay, okay.
It was not a
Anyhow,
question. but
Okay,
that's all right.
doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. But here, tell me in this situation, what could be? What is the possibility of, or what would be her automatic thought, and what could be her core belief?
Can you
It's just
just
an
repeat?
assumption.
Can you repeat the
Yeah.
statement?
Okay, I will tell. See, she might think that I'm a bad wife. That is her automatic thought at that time, because her husband is saying that you're not doing the job correctly at the moment. But if she goes back, think about it. She might think I'm not worthy, right? Because mm, she will start the chain of negative thoughts in her mind. Okay, that I'm not good, I'm not doing my duties rightly as my as a wife, and my husband is better off without me. He might find someone else, or xyz. There could be any number of negative thoughts she might have in her mind. But what happens is this: if her core belief is strong, the positive one, that no, I am a good wife, then there will be no problem. Maybe temporarily they will fight, they will have a disagreement, or maybe for some time she will feel sad and she will come back to her original self, because her core belief was strong. But if her core belief is negative, if her core belief is that I'm not worthy, then what will be her reaction? She will get into depression. She will feel very sad. She might have mental disorders. Understood the situation? So how these core beliefs and our automatic thoughts are working. So how do we identify those feelings and ants? How do we identify? So first you have to identify what is the unpleasant. Should I discuss, Mr. Autry, are you there? Because I wanted to discuss one worksheet as well, because we are running out of time. Mr. Autry, are you there? Okay, you guys decide what you want, because then I will be telling you how to identify, and then I'll be talking about cognitive distortions. We don't have that much of time. So, shall we discuss the worksheet right now, or you want me to continue with this same thing? Anyone? Ritika?
I think it will be better that you discuss these things at the last. At first, the worksheet
Voice
will
is
be.
not clear, Anita.
I think Anita, please can you mute
Please
yourself?
mute your mic, please, Anita. Thank you, because your voice was not clear. It was really, a lot of noise was coming from you. You can type if you want.
Yeah, ma'am. I was saying that
Worksheet.
you can
Okay.
discuss all these things at the last. First, you discuss the worksheet.
You want a worksheet, right? Everybody's saying the worksheet. Okay.
Yeah.
Mr. Autry, are you there?
I
Ma'am,
think
I
Yes.
have a question.
Yes, please ask.
good
Ma'am,
evening, ma'am.
actually
I
wanted
think
to know.
just a
Ma'am,
second.
actually wanted to know, for example, if something has
Mm,
happened in childhood, for example, it did really happen in reality, but then again, based on that experience, that boy or
mm,
that girl has been having some kind of belief when, like, while growing up, like these
mhm.
are the things that usually do not work with me, or these are the people that usually do not gel with me. So, ma'am, will that come under automatic negative thoughts, even if that person is in another kind of situation, or or it might also happen to build up a new core belief for that person? Like, is it possible to apply CBT? Like, if yes,
Definitely, yes. See, you can apply the CBT even in the core. We generally see CBT works on the current issues, but definitely you go back to core belief also, so that we can. But currently, CBT works on the current issues only. But we have to understand where it's coming from, and your core beliefs can change either for the good or for the bad. So there is a possibility. So should I be discussing the worksheet now?
hi ma'am. I think O3 is having some network issues, so I think we can go ahead with the worksheet part. I'll present
Yeah.
that.
So worksheet he is supposed to share. Can
Yeah,
I share? Am I? You have the worksheet? Are you from? I don't know who's.
I'm from Emojar and I was already
Okay.
presenting my screen. I'll present
Okay.
my
Okay.
screen.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Then yeah, you can please share.
Yeah.
Yes. See, this is a. Usually, I take it towards the end of the workshop. end of the total workshop, but we don't have that much of time. So in CBT, this is a very, very important worksheet. Usually they will always give you the A, B, C model, but I am giving you the D, E one as well, because I feel that this one is more effective. Okay, so in this thought record, what we will do in the activity event, what exactly happened there. We usually give this to the client, and they're supposed to write what was the event, what happened, what was the trigger at the time that negative emotions arised in you, which you want to discuss, because there are a lot of things are happening in your life, but this impacted you, that you feel that it is worth writing about or worth talking about, right? So here you will write the activating event, something triggered. In this example, I'm as I was discussing about the lady, so she will write, my husband came from office, he shouted at me. Okay. In the second column, that is your belief about the event, the irrational or rational, whatever you are thinking at that time. What is your belief? You will write it here. What are your, how you understood it? What was your perception? So, for example, in this situation, she will write that I think my husband doesn't love me. Okay, it could be true or it could be false as well, but whatever you feel that is your belief, you will write it over here. Then consequence of my irrational belief. Now she thinks that my husband doesn't love me. What will happen? What will be the consequence of this belief which you have in your life? You will write it over here. Got it? In that, you will whatever you believe, like you said, my husband doesn't love me, and the consequence will be that he will leave me. Now you have to dispute, means go against what could be, how you can think differently. Sorry, what could be the alternative way of thinking over here? So you are disputing your own belief. So your belief is that my husband doesn't love me. You will write here, no, there is a possibility. See, when you are thinking rationally, then you will write here, no, maybe he was busy in the work, maybe he had a very stressful day. In any other situation, you can apply the same thing. You have to come up with your own way of thinking. And then you will write here multiple, and you can write it as many as you want, or the reasons to dispute your own belief, how you can change it. Okay, and then in the last, it will be effective change in my thinking. You have to, and usually what I usually do is that I have to make them write the percentage also. Whatever you are writing, if you are feeling anxious, how much anxious you were feeling, 90%, 80%, 60%, 20%, whatever, so that whenever you are doing it repetitively, you can always compare whether it was working for you, was there a development or no, it was going down. Okay, it's a very, very effective worksheet. I would request you all to do it with yourself with a very simple situation. You don't have to share it with me or with Emojar or anything, but write it yourself. You will be able to understand your clients better. You will be able to understand yourself better when you're actually writing it with paper and pen. If
Ma'am,
you
I
are
have a
not
question.
writing, yes, please.
Yeah, ma'am, I have a question regarding this particular worksheet. Like, as a psychologist, if I am working with an institution and if a client comes to me, so can I fill this worksheet for them? Like, if in case it is related to a particular language barrier or the person is an illiterate person, so can we guide them or can we write the worksheet for them?
Yeah, if the person is illiterate, only then. Otherwise, there is a visual CBT also that we are not discussing about right now. But only if the person is illiterate or is not capable of writing because of XYZ reason. If the person is capable enough, why I always ask them to write it down with their own hands, because it brings more clarity in their thoughts when they're writing. If you are writing for them, because verbally the clarity doesn't come that much, it comes of course, but it doesn't, your thoughts are more clear when you're writing with your own hands.
Right,
Understand?
right, ma'am.
So you can help them only if the situation is like that, that there's no possibility for them to write.
Okay,
Otherwise
okay, ma'am.
it's better that they write it.
Okay, fine, ma'am. Thank you.
Ma'am, can you explain again? Dispute my irrational belief.
Okay, okay. Dispute my irrational belief. Okay, just give me any activity event. Anybody can come, so that I will make you understand with another example. Anybody who wants to share? Yes, Drita Pal, you want to say something, or Anita Jain?
Yeah, ma'am. If you want,
Yes,
I can share.
yes, please.
So, so from activating event, I should start.
Okay. Are you there in good health, Anita Jain?
No, ma'am. One
I
moment.
don't know. Your voice is disturbing and your voice is not clear. I'm really sorry. It's really disturbing. Thank you. I'm sorry, Anita Jain, because your voice is not clear. I will not be able to answer only. Anybody else?
Can I go ahead with this? If okay.
Who? Mithika?
Yeah.
Yeah, please, Mithika. Tell
Uh,
me your activity event.
all right. So activity event could be like my mom suddenly falls sick.
Mm-hmm.
And my belief in the situation is that she might die or she might have some, like some threatening or some, life-taking disease or something like that.
Mm-hmm. That is
And
your thought, or
yeah,
that is a plan.
about that situation.
Your mom fell sick.
Yeah, she fell
See,
sick.
that
Like she was doing good well in the morning, and suddenly
is,
she had something, and she suddenly fell sick. And then I
Mhm.
have a belief that this situation might lead to, like turn into
Okay.
something. Right?
Okay, okay, that is catastrophic.
Yeah,
We were not able to, discuss the distortions. Otherwise, here we will be writing the distortions also. We will be recognizing which kind of distortion we are having. So right now, in her case, activating event is that her mother fell sick, right?
yeah,
Then your belief came that she might have,
some,
uh, some dangerous, life-threatening disease. That is your
right.
belief.
Mhm.
Now, the consequence of your irrational belief, what would be
Uh,
the consequence? What will you write? And what
mm,
will happen to you? What kind of emotions will you get over here?
I might feel feared. I might feel a little bit of anxiety because of that. And then when
Mm-hmm.
I have to challenge my like, I have to talk about the dispute. Like, how will I
Yes,
dispute
exactly.
irrational belief? So it might be that I might be thinking wrong, and it might not turn into that big the way I am thinking that thing.
Mm-hmm. See, here you will dispute my irrational belief. How will you do that? Okay. Dispute, you can think about, what could be the alternate ways of thinking in the same situation. In your given situation, you can always think, no, 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 she's just fine. Maybe she just fell sick like that. Maybe it's just a regular disease. She will be fine if she takes the medicines. That is one thought. But then one more thing you can do, you have to bring the evidence. What is the evidence you have that she has some dangerous disease? Do you have any, have you conducted any tests? Have you gone to a doctor? Did the doctor say to you? So in certain situations, you have to bring the evidence for that thing. Who had asked me this question? I hope it was clear to you now. Okay,
Yes.
in the yeah. Okay, then what will be your the effective? What will happen then? If you are thinking, Mithika, tell me what will come in the last session.
Like if I'm thinking that way, I might have a more positive outlook towards the situation. Like that, it might not be that much like hampered the way I am taking it.
See, what will happen? Of course, her mental state will become calm, because now she's not anxious. Now she doesn't have the evidence that my belief is true. It could be wrong also. Okay. So once she has the evidence and there's no proof that this is the case, then she will take, when she's calm, she will be able to think with a very clear mind, and she will take the right action. What will be the right action now here? She'll go take her to the doctor, consult, to the doctor, get the test done, and whatever is the course of action is there at the moment, which is a very rational, not impulsive or not out of anxiety, you will be doing that. Understood this exercise? This was a very like physical thing, but it could be related to your emotions as well. Just imagine, my activating event might be another. I have already given you two examples. I think it's running late also. Just last question I will take. uh, if you have any questions. Anybody has any questions? Sorry, I was not able to read the comments properly. ABC abbreviation starts with activating event, I have a belief, and consequence. That is the ABC. Any other question?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Can core beliefs be changed by CBT? If
Yes.
yes, then
Let me CBT. Hmm?
how could it be changed?
Yes, that I will tell you in the next session because it's
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
that is called as a cognitive restructuring, guided discovery. There are different tools which I cannot discuss, because it will become very lengthy. There are different worksheets for every kind of effort. There is a different worksheet for anger management. There is a different worksheet for anxiety. And even I will say that the CBT is so vast. You are asking me so many questions, but I cannot cover up in 1 or 2 hours. CBT is very vast. CBT is different for anxiety. CBT is different for fear or phobias, different mental disorders. Okay, so worksheets there are many worksheets for different kind of problems you're coming with. But the one which I shared is the most basic worksheet which is used for the, for the general client you can use. Okay.
Ma'am, can you just tell something about cognitive distortions? Just few of them. At least you can name them.
Few of them. Okay, I'll just tell only few because we don't have time. I wanted to discuss because there are many distortions. But one I will say like black and white thinking. Okay, the person who has the black and white thinking, they will always say think that either a person is good or bad, but that is not true. Even I will have bad qualities in me or good qualities. Both I will have. Maybe in the percentage could be less or more, but there's no black, there is no white, there is a gray in between. But you have this distortion that if maybe somebody did something bad to, okay, then you label them, that person is bad only, he always does that, okay, he's like that only or she's like that only, right? So then this is a distortion. Then you have to come to a rational thinking pattern that there is a there is always a balance, there is always good and bad. This is one of the distortion. One more I can say, but only one more I say because I'm already out beyond the time. Another one I would like to share is labeling or blaming. Right? Labeling is different, blaming is different, but they're very easy to understand. Right? When we blame the other person, that they are the one who are wrong, not me. That is blaming, very simple one. Or you label somebody sometime did something bad towards you, but you are labeling them as that is the bad person. Or somebody is all late. If you are in a meeting and they come late, but you label them, this person is always late. They never come on time.
Ma'am, is it a halo effect, we can say?
Halo effect? No. You're talking about labeling, right?
No, ma'am, as you said that we somehow, correlate that if a person is, behaving badly or is somehow behaving negatively towards a person, so another negative trait is somehow attached to that person, or maybe not in sense of just negative, maybe in positive sense also, we give we attach two or more traits to them.
See, what we have, if it's a distortion, only then it's a problem. So we are discussing only the distortion, no? If you have that kind of rational thinking, then, these distortions are there in everyone in the, less or more. It is there in everyone. But if it is to the extreme only, then we have to, apply the CBT. Otherwise, slightly, if you think, oh, no, I have a distortion, because if you're, again, there is another distortion is there, overgeneralization. If somebody has done it, today, and then you will, okay, he always does that. He's like that only. So there are different distortions, and if it is a distortion and it is not helping you, only then you need to apply the CBT. Okay?
Okay, ma'am, right.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you, Ragini.
Thanks, ma'am, for the wonderful session. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for the audience.
Meet tomorrow at the same time, right?
Yes.
Okay. And will you be covering distortions tomorrow a little bit, or we done with it?
Yeah, I will be, because briefly I have told you right now. Tomorrow we will discuss more. Okay.
All right.
And thank you. Wonderful meeting you all.
Thank you so much, Bharvi.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Khatri. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Ma'am, bye.
Thank you, ma'am.